We got a very special guest in the room right now, courtesy of the good Reverend Doctor making a call for the good team over here, Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. We got the man himself. Oh my God, we have the legend himself, the producer, the DJ, the creator of this chapter of hip hop history. We got the man DJ Evil D. DJ Evil D. Oh my God. Everybody make some noise for Evil D.
Salute.
What's up, y'all?
What's going on, bro?
What up?
Man. I want to say salute to you, sir. Like I said, you know, we big fans over here. Hope you don't find any disrespect in the battle that we're taking place with tonight. We just got to put legends against legend, classics against classics. This just happens to be a battle that we have to talk about on a regular basis.
Nah, I understand that.
Appreciate you understanding that. So like I said, if you don't, just for the crowd that's watching right now, everybody in the chat room, shout out to everybody in the chat. I told you we had surprises tonight. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who watches and tunes in every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live here on Twitch, Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. Evil D, I hate to put the reporter type pose on you real quick, but I gotta say, what made you come up with this dark ass sound that we love so much? This heavy sample filter, just what were you using, for example? What was your early equipment? What was the equipment you were using on each? Was it the same? Was it different?
All right, Enter the Stage. I used a Kai 612, which is like the mother of the Kai 900, 950 samplers. You know what I'm saying? And to sequence it, I used the Casio RZ1, which I still have to this day.
Oh, shit. Fuck I'm talking about.
Now, when we went to D&D, we had to dump everything into the SP and the 950. You know, with Enter the Stage, it was all loops. It was no chops or nothing. So it was easy to, because at the time, me and Walt didn't know how to use a SP and a 950. But we did the beats already, brought them to the studio, and just basically recreate them with the engineer. So loop this part right here, loop this part right here. That's the chop.
You did it over.
Yeah, we had to do it all over.
Wow.
Now,
that's the difference. That's what's the difference. That's what made New York sound ill.
Yeah. Now, another thing is with Enter the Stage, we started recording that record. Well, first of all, Who Got the Props was recorded at the studio. What's the dude's name? Shlomo Sonnenfeld was the dude.
Okay.
He had a studio downtown Brooklyn. We recorded that record downtown Brooklyn, and Shlomo was a dick. Like me and him, like we argue because I'm telling him how I want the record to sound. He's telling me, no, it's gonna sound like this. So believe it or not, I actually mixed Who Got the Props myself.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? That's me on the boards doing all the stuff I had to do.
That mixing took place at D&D?
No. We mixed that at Shlomo Sonnenfeld spot.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Now then, when we got that, we got the Who Got the Props blew up. We got the album budget. We went into Calliope. Now Calliope Studios is the studio Native Tongues was recording at. You know what I'm saying? And Calliope was also known, like Sonic was recording there. There was a bunch of people recording at Calliope, but Calliope was a piece of trash studio too. It was so cheap.
Yep.
Everybody went there.
Okay.
And then we had a fallout with the dude at Calliope. Then I bumped into Premiere going down Broadway. Because Nervous Records was in Times Square. Like if you watch the ball drop in Times Square in New York City.
Right there, yeah, them gold doors.
1501 Broadway, right there, that's where Nervous was at. So I'm walking to Nervous, just left Calliope, I'm never going back. I hate that studio. Turn the fucking corner, Premiere comes through. And Premiere's like, yo, what you getting ready to do? I'm like, yo, I'm about to go look for another studio. He's like, yo, check this out. It's this new studio. Here's a studio. I started recording that. Yo, you should come through there, and we be the only hip hop dudes recording there. And I'm like, hell yeah. And that's how I ended up at D&D.
Because they were doing all that dance stuff back then. That's why there was like no hip hop in.
They was doing mad dance. The last hip hop dudes that recorded at D&D was the Fat Boys.
Oh wow.
And I think Lord Finesse went there to record. As a matter of fact, Lord Finesse went there to record something because he put Premiere up on it.
That's crazy. I remember going. It was all dance records on the wall. Like they had like plaques, but like the actual sleeves. Yeah. And it was like all pictures of like dance records. I was like, oh wow, this was made here. This was made here. But then it was so hip out in the era that I went. It was like, dance? Really? Here? Like, okay.
Yeah. They was doing all the dance stuff. And what happened was Premiere was their #1 client. Beatminerz was their #2 client.
Y'all lived in there.
And yeah, we both lived. I still Where's my keys at? I still have the keys to D&D. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
I still have the keys to
D&D is like what, 38? Wow.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Like 38th Street, 37th Street. What was it?
320 West 37th Street on the 4th
37.
floor.
Yeah.
And it's like, so we went into D&D and we mixed into the rest of the Enter stage. Part of the reason the album sounds the way it sounds was because Live P was a piece of shit studio.
Yeah.
But that
Crazy.
added on to the sound and the
Right,
grittiness.
The grittiness
So-
of
See,
I wasn't mad at that.
In the chat tonight, people literally brought up that in the chat tonight, like about the mix. Like, well, I wish I knew like why the mix sounds like it's like in different studios, and like you're literally saying it was.
and I
Yeah.
said exactly what you just said as far as it being a significant part of that sound like that. New York, that was it for me personally.
Yeah, I'll tell you like this: Buck 'em down. How many MCs and Buck 'em down? Yeah, Buck 'em down was fully recorded at D&D. Everything else was recorded at Calliope, and Who Got the Props was at Slow-Mo's studio. Now,
Great.
when we went to we did the album and everything. Me and Walt went when I finally got my first advance. We went to Sam Ash and just give me that, give me this, give me that. Now, here's something that's mad crazy. If you used to watch Love and Hip Hop, Peter Gunn's baby moms,
Yeah.
Yes,
Tara,
Tara, yeah.
she's the one that sold me my equipment. She's working Sam Ash.
Yeah, it's Times Square.
That's how me and her know
crazy.
each other, y'all.
Oh,
That's crazy. I think that Sam Ash is still there, but it moved, if I'm mistaken,
Yeah,
right?
they moved it. Yeah. But it's like
Back then, it was like across the street from each other with different like buildings. It was like it was crazy.
yeah, and it's funny because they had Manny's and all that. Sam Ash owned all that.
Oh, I didn't know that. They
Sam
did have
Ash-
that other.
They
Yeah.
bought Manny's and they bought the other spots and just was like, yo, that whole block was Sam Ash. Once we got the SP and the 950 cranked out, we wanted to do Smith and Wesson, the SHININ.
Can I ask you one question real quick before that? So
What's up?
once you got into D&D with the S950 and all of that, does that mean that the remixes that were later on for the Black Moon album for like I Got You Open and Buck 'em Down, did that get done at D&D or was that already beforehand something in stash?
No, that was done at D&D. Like I was like, Enter the Stage, we did here at, this is actually my crib. We did it here at my crib.
Mm.
Right here, Rhymes was written right here. This is my kitchen table where I'm at. Right here at the kitchen table, because the kitchen is the lab. You know what I'm saying? I would turn the cameras around, but it's messy. I got mad equipment around and everything.
Good. It's the kitchen.
But
Cooking. You're cooking that thing up.
But exactly. Now these two rooms have always been the music rooms. And Enter the Stage, we did the pre-production here. When the SHININ came along, we did BUCKTOWN, Let's Get It On. BUCKTOWN, Let's Get It On. Like it was two other records we did. And Nothing Moved But the Money, which didn't make it to the album. We did
White label,
those here. Yeah, the white label. We did those here. Everything else was done at D&D.
Mm.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And now once we got
I was
our
gonna say
SP and the
recognized.
950, it was crazy.
Mm.
It wasn't
We just-
recognized.
Nah, it wasn't recognized.